we've definitely had an impressive move on Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, Bitcoin has finally woken up. I think that you see a lot of this hype building very, very quickly, which for me is a little bit of a concern, right? I've been through many bear markets in my 25 plus years of trading, and it's very rare that a bear market ends with euphoria coming in so quickly. Usually the first 10, 20, 30% after a bear market, investors are very, very skeptical. And that's not what I'm seeing this time. And that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. It does. I think that people were just kind of biding their time and they're just jumping back on the bandwagon. I'm seeing incredible pumping across all social media platforms.
After a perfect bear market rally, which saw the overall crypto economy jump to $994 billion, its highest since the FTX collapse in November, crypto asset prices seem to have cooled slightly over the weekend. But with Bitcoin having its biggest weekly gain since February 2021, many crypto investors are optimistic that we may have entered another multi-year bull market. In one of his recent tweets, popular technical analyst and veteran trader Gareth Soloway compares investors in that category to kids who had gone without candy for years and suddenly get one and get overly excited. As he stated in previous interviews and tweets, Soloway is completely convinced that we will get a lower leg down sometime within the next 5 to 6 months before we hit the Bitcoin bottom for the bear market. According to the veteran trader and technical analyst, that bottom would put Bitcoin anywhere around $9,000 to $10,000 or even $3,500 if we have a repeat of the dot-com bubble. In another tweet, Soloway warns investors to avoid getting caught in the bull trap. His tweet reads, "Warning from someone who has seen 25 years trading bull and bear markets in stocks, commodities, and crypto. Bear market rallies make you believe a new bull is here. Fear of missing out off a 30% Bitcoin run is insane. Note there are multiple 30 to 50% bounces in the Tesla chart. Bitcoin hasn't taken FTX collapse high out." In a recent interview with Greg Dickerson, Soloway also discusses his thoughts on the 3-day rally and why he considers a brief bear market rally rather than the beginning of a new bull run. Though the technical analyst believes a more permanent recovery is inevitable for Bitcoin in 2023, he expects that it might be far off than some people expect. Before we listen to Gareth Soloway's interview, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comments section below so our videos can reach more viewers. Thanks and enjoy the video.
That's kind of where I'm at too, is that, there hasn't been any change. You could argue that the Fed is coming to the end of their hiking cycle, but that doesn't mean interest rates are going to go back down, right? I mean, we figure the Fed funds policy, level is going to remain at 5-ish% for most of 2023. So you don't have that dropping of rates that can stimulate kind of the Bitcoin surge again, like past bear markets ending, nor do you have quantitative easing going on, both of which are unlikely to come in this year. So for me, this is very classic of a bear market rally. And that's why I'm a little skeptical. I had some longs going into this. I was talking about a potential breakout. We've gotten that, but I always said it would be a breakout that would get bulls to kind of jump back on the ship, but it probably is a shorter lived bull market run, intra bear market, right? So let me show my charts here because I think there's some cool things to look at. So number one, if we see this chart here, right, this is the bull run that we've just experienced. Incredible, right? I mean, we haven't experienced this in quite some time, but number one, I mean, it looks big, but if we zoom out on the chart, I think it's important to keep it in perspective, right? This is what we're talking about. This is what's getting all the hype, is this move up in Bitcoin. And again, like you said, very normal because people had been kind of lulled to sleep with no volatility. I think we had the lowest volatility in Bitcoin history. So it was kind of dictating something would wake things up. But again, you have to look at, okay, this is the down market and this is where we are right now. Is it anything yet to get excited about? And I'm going to tell you where I'm going to get a little bit excited. If we were to take out this high right here, which is the beginning of the FTX collapse, where we saw FTX, and all the fraud and all that come to light, that's where if we could get above that psychologically, I think that would be a positive for Bitcoin. So that's so important because people will see an intraday move above or even a close above, get very excited, and then they'll wonder why price gets slammed back down. So you want to see price get above and actually stay there and consolidate there, right? And again, if you look at where Bitcoin has stalled here, it's right at that level. Now, let's talk psychology of the markets, because this will be a great educational part, is that why do these levels have so much resistance? And the answer is this. Over here, you had choppy sideways to up move. You started to make moves to the upside right here, right here. A lot of people were buying Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, that floor got just pulled out from under them. And they saw their accounts drop by 25, 35, 45%. In some altcoin cases, it was 50%. And so what happens is when price goes back there, those people that saw their 10,000 account at 5,000, they're made whole again. And there's this psychological thing about saying, okay, I'm back to break even. Let me get out. Let me just walk away at this point. And that's why you have the technical resistance right at that level. So to me, this is the level I'm watching right around 21,500. Let's see in the next few days what happens. I actually put out a short signal on Ethereum yesterday when we were above 1550. I think we're in a position to see a pullback here. Yeah, and you could see that. I mean, it was just incredible the last couple days, but especially yesterday, how you could see the shorts just where price went up $100 on Bitcoin in a matter of seconds because it was that short covering, just squeezing going on. And again, that's the key is that, if you look at the stock market and you've been around for a long time, Greg, is that, you see these bear market rallies that are they call them rip your face off rallies because they're so intense and they get so much excitement from bulls. But again, if you look at the stock market, we've had moves like that. And in fact, I showed some charts earlier today. I posted one on Twitter, but basically what it was showing is that since Tesla has topped out, it had moves of 35%, 64%, 50%. And then even down here, you're at 18%, where it's, here we are with Bitcoin up, 25, 30% off of the lows. I mean, that kind of falls right in the midst of these moves that we've seen in Tesla. And I do liken Tesla and the type of people that are investing in Tesla as the same that kind of get involved in Bitcoin and kind of have that mentality. So I think it's important. You could look at any stock. I mean, you could look at Apple, Amazon. A lot of them have these bear market rallies where they jump 30, 40, even 50%, but then ultimately find themselves making new lows. And so I would just caution people out there. Yes, yes, it would be great to know that Bitcoin has made a low pivot and maybe we're starting to head up, but I wouldn't get too excited just yet.
During the interview, Soloway explains that the past week's price actions in crypto and stocks like AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and GameStop are clear indications that this is a risk-on environment. Soloway also discusses his outlook on Solana, the native token of the Solana blockchain platform. After a hopping 69.36% gain in the past week, the altcoin is now back on the list of top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. Much like the rest of the cryptocurrency industry, the altcoin seems to be leaving behind the tragedy of the FTX collapse. Let's get back to Soloway's interview.
You could see these moves that were occurring in stocks were precursors. And what it was telling you was that it was a risk on trade again, which then if you connected the dots, gave us a heads up that if it's risk on in Bed Bath Beyond, GameStop, AMC, all these things were running up ridiculous amounts. Wouldn't it make sense that the crypto market was going to get a squeeze as well? And again, I think that's such a cool thing to kind of connect the dots through different asset classes. And again, we could flip over to AMC here. I mean, you could see the same sort of pop in AMC. I mean, not as dramatic as Bed Bath Beyond, GameStop, all these stocks. I mean, look at GameStop from this low of $15. It got as high as 20 and one or change. That's a 33%, 40% move right there. So yeah, I mean, you're seeing it across the board. I think partially this is a result of what I call the January effect, right? Where in December, you have lots of pressure from people saying, all right, I made money in crypto early in the year. I booked profits on Doge or this or that. Now I have losses on the rest of my portfolio. Let me sell to kind of not pay taxes or limit my tax liability. And then that's all done coming into January. So you have those sellers kind of going away. And then you also have the fear about FTX and kind of the shorts that we're building there as well, saying, oh, this is going to crush. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I went on interviews in the last 3 weeks and just said, Solana, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely potentially could go to zero, but there's a trade here. And the trade is very simple. It's that, you have an $8 coin that could go to zero. So you're risking $8, put 2% of your portfolio in it, but it could also go up 300%. So it's like a risk reward assessment. And obviously we see here what it ended up doing. But yeah, it's super fun to trade this market.
Like every other cryptocurrency investor, Soloway is bullish on crypto prices in the mid and long term. In several interviews, he has stated he believes nothing can stop Bitcoin from hitting $500,000 or more in the coming years. However, the technical analyst believes that future or any permanent recovery from last year's damage on prices will remain evasive until there is max pain in the markets. Soloway has also predicted that we will have that in a couple of months if Bitcoin drops lower to around $9,000 or $10,000. According to the technical analysts, an economic recession and stock market drop will likely bring on the last leg sometime within the first half of 2023. What are your thoughts on Gareth Soloway's assessment of the recent rally in the crypto market? Do you think this is the beginning of a bull run or just a brief relief rally before the next shoe drops? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.